Alright, well, sorry about that minor technical difficulty there. Not sure what the system wanted to do other than not work. Well, welcome. Let's see. Alright, we have. Yeah, the Trunks is having some weird issues tonight. It is operational, but I don't know, the webcam's not wanting to work right. The E10, the rods finally got ordered. They said they're going to be here between October 4th and October 24th. So, fun times. But since last stream, I was able to get the MakerFarm from Marlin 1.0 up to 1.1.5, and it's been working great. Had a little crazy mishap with all the drivers. Got that all sorted. So figured tonight we can work on trying to get it up to 1.1.8 at least, because I know the 0.9 has a little bit of weird issues, which started kind of all of this, if we remember. So yeah. Oh, nice, Rover. Which Marlin files on which computer didn't work? Is that the Wanhao hex file that you were using? Camera's a little off. There we go. Okay. And I did get the lights working, or the LED is working for it, so. Oh wow, that camera like really changes around. Yeah, and I love how Ultra or Anycubic says, yeah, their Ultra Base is got a high shore hardness so that brass nozzles won't scratch it. Yeah, you can see what's on the screen now. Those are scratches from a brass nozzle. It was only barely off. Wasn't like it was gouging into it, but yeah, those are imprinted in. All right, let's get Marlin up so we can go ahead and start working on that. Just getting Marlin 1.1.8. least we know we can go there. Alright, where is my Marlin folder? There it is. Alright. Oh, nice. So, I pulled the old. Alright. I think we got everything we need. We'll swap over. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I've heard some weird things with that monoprice. A lot of people having some unique issues. Let's see if we can. We'll adjust this a bit. There we go. You can see the MakerFarm there right behind my head. Get out there. There we go. And then the E10 is also right there. That's the one that's going to take like a month to get these rods in. Alright, so this is the one that's already on there. So we need to open. Side by side. Man, I wish it had side by side scrolling. That'd be nice. See how they added in a line from way down at the bottom up. I never really know. I mean, I understand this is it's used for a volumetric piece, even though I don't use that that I know of. But I always wonder if I should be putting the 2.85 or put it the full 3 like it already has. I mean, I know it's nominal difference, just like with 1.75, not all of it's actually 1.75, but always made me wonder. high confidence now that I had the 1.15 working just fine. That 1.18 should be pretty easy to get working. Drop this down just a bit. There should be sound. Are you not hearing it coming through? We need to check the live feed, I guess. Hold on. Yeah, there should be some background music as well. Hey, it's Scott. Yeah, I was trying to show the MakerFarm in the background. We're about to do a quick flash here if I get this thing going right. All right, King Beetle. The live feed for me is showing sound. I guess do keep an eye on it and let me know if it's got any other issues. Alright, functional range, PID, okay. So, I ran this already. Where's my temp chart? No. There it is. Alright, MakerFarm. So it's 22.57. 1.17. Nope. 109.07. Okay. Well, make a recommendation. While we're doing this, I can throw a print together. I've got transparent PET G on the A8, white PLA on the Delta, and then I've got my light brownish color on the MakerFarm that we're gonna flash here in a minute. T-Rex head. Oh, come on. It's gonna take forever. And no, I don't like the calibration cubes or benchies. I think that's a waste. There's other ways to find, to find getting it dimensionally accurate. Ah, true. Vases wouldn't make mama happy. Yeah, true, we do have all night. Well, 3 hours. Alright, enable bed temp, yeah, default. I need to figure out how to actually make Marlin do, oh, that's probably it right there, PID temp bed. Alright, prevent cold. Thermal runway. Still need to make sure I calibrate these because the belts are horrible. I'll move the camera in a little bit, but yeah, those things are like, it's weird. It works, but they just like, they look super noodle and just sloppy as all get out. I don't know why they have that as 5 acceleration. Have you ever used the Marlin config tool to automatically apply changes to a new version? Is that the old GUI one? Oh, if you got a link for a different Marlin tool, I'd love to see it. The only one I've seen was a while back that I know I'm putting it on the other printer. The only one that I've seen was a graphic interface that you drop the config and config advance, and you could just, it would have clickable drop down menus, but it would still write the correct configuration advance. You just go through those tabs. But I haven't played with that one in a while, so I don't know if it is updated or not, or if it's kind of just universal and it'll keep working. Alright, I'll definitely check his out. I don't know how, maybe I missed it, but you know, hey. Alright. Let's see, Allen key. Don't need that. Alright. Oh, okay, cool. If we got a link, you know, we could check it tonight, even. Stupid fly. Alright, so this needs, okay, so this one is true. These are all false. It's sad that the actual bed dimensions physical plate is a 250 by 250, but I have to decrease the X because either the belts are sloppy or just the frame excuse me, will not allow full motion of the X. You can hear it just as it gets like 235 to 240. You'll hear the belt jump over the motor. Or excuse me, the tooth gear. But if I put it at 230, then it works just fine. Okay, so they actually updated that section. Alright, I don't do bed leveling on this. Unified mesh, additional features, here we go. Alright, enable EEPROM. kind of interesting to see some of the different little changes, even from 115 to 118. Alright, this is what got me in trouble last time. Because I noticed there was a problem. I think that's all I needed to do, if I remember right. Don't really remember changing any of this other stuff. Yeah, alright. Yeah, they changed that filament diameter all the way from the very bottom up to the top. It's hilarious. Alright. Configuration advanced. It's probably going to be going pretty quick because I don't remember really changing anything in here. Start hearing any crazy maniacal child laughter, my daughter apparently is watching some movie that is absolutely cracking her up. She's like the funniest when it comes to watching videos. think that was it. I heard that for deltas, it's definitely worth it because of the S curve and some other calculations that they've done in the background. I don't know if it's related with linear advance or if it's something, but I remember hearing a lot about for deltas, it's definitely a good thing to go to 119. But all the rest of my computers are printers, sorry, are already on 118 except for the MakerFarm here. So, but the first time, I don't know if you've seen one of the previous 2 or 3 live streams. MakerFarm, when I picked it up from a guy used, was on Marlin 100. So I tried to jump straight to 119 and nothing worked right. And then I had to reuse their 100 version from MakerFarm and got it back up and running, and it was just like a whole night of issues. And then the next live stream we tried to upgrade the drivers, and that was a puff of smoke. Burned out 2 drivers, but at the very end of it all, after the live stream, it's like the next day or 2, I was able to get 115 on there. So now just trying to do the little bits here and there. All right, so let's have it verify. And I'll go ahead and get this connected to the computer. So maybe we can go ahead and flash. Well, King Beautiful, thank you for joining in then. It's always nice to have new faces, new people. Let me still try to keep that in there a little bit. But yeah, thanks for joining. I do things a little weird and practical. I kind of feel like me and Country, with Walter, would definitely get along pretty decent since the very no-nonsense approach. Sometimes the kids interrupt. Sometimes they're already in bed, which they should be, but you know, kids. Um, I just have fun. I like, even if I mess up stuff, I'm always learning something. So I figure I might as well share the wealth. Had no reason to go from 1.8 to 1.9. The people who did the last couple said it's not worth it. Well, yeah, but Scott, I mean, you've already got that tuned in so well. There'd be no reason for you to upgrade anything unless you completely go to a new board, which I don't see you doing unless something forced you to, like a bad voltage spike or water damage or tornado. Other than that, I don't see you upgrading anything. You got them too well tuned. All right. Good compile, 44% of memory. Make sure slicer is not. Yeah, we need to shut that down. Oh, and I'll show you on screen, but one other thing, if you try to burn or update a printer and you want to make sure it should go through easier without any issues, I've found if you open up the serial monitor, you can tell whether or not it connected. And so, see, I've still got Marlin 115 on the printer, and This is how I also figured out that the baud rate was all off. Because I did one where, yeah, see, our board's not communicating correctly, and you can quickly change that and then see it update so that you know if you've got your configuration good before you even send it. Found that little trick out by playing with all this stuff. Alright, so Arduino can do it, so we will flash. And then we'll make it do a test run. Now the only thing that I don't like on the rewiring that I did, I guess I used a little too small a gauge wire for the relay, and it gets quite warm. I think it maxed out when I tried to do the ABS last time. It couldn't get to 110. It was struggling past, I think it was like 97 or 98. It just couldn't do much more than that. So I know I need to swap out the wiring there. But at least, all right, well that, hold on. I guess I'll take a pause for a minute. Is it done? Done uploading? Well, it says Techie Farm ready. All right, let's check that monitor again. Oh yeah, we are now 118. Sweet. All right, so since we pull all the settings over, everything should move like it's supposed to. Yeah, I need to get more wiring. Using the onboard MOSFET or a MOSFET board. Well, the MakerFarm, and I'll show another picture, this one actually came with a relay board that's practically a external MOSFET board, but the wiring is a little weird, and I may swap it out anyway because the clicking that it does for that relay is annoying as all get out. Alright, machine control panel, move simplified 3D out. Alright. Okay, 503. Alright, so it is reading it. So we'll do a 502, make sure it. Alright. Why does it do that? What, I hit 503 and it locks it up? What's going on here? Okay, that was weird. Alright. 502. That's strange. Okay, 503 works. I wonder why 502 is not wanting to work. Or 501. 500. That is strange. Alright, well, let's at least go over here. See if the camera. Alright, so this is from the E10, but I've got it pointing at the MakerFarm on the screen, so we can at least just go. There is also a danger of a mechanical relay getting stuck on and overheating. Very true. Plus, I don't know how well or how much the previous owner, how much he really put it through. He gave me 2 rolls, that brown, and then I got a blue of ABS. but it's 3mm, so I don't know if this is just like a half kilogram spool or if it's a full kilo spool. It just looks different. I haven't really weighed it either to see. But then he also gave me, it's a whole different spool style of black PLA in the 3mm. Oh, by the way, this MakerFarm is all 3mm. But it's hard to see in the camera, but right underneath, I've got all the extra spools for this besides the one right here. That's the brown ABS. And then my son's, what you call it, 3D pen was a 3mm that I bought for like $5. And so I caught it on sale one day at Fry's when I lived in the Dallas Metroplex, and picked up a spool, a whole kilogram of 3mm, and I like barely put a dent in it. So, but anyway, we get to, all right, let's home X. And it's not wanting to do anything. What is going on? See, this is the kind of thing that I ran into last time. 118 doesn't want to work. Everything says busy processing. Yep. MC Hammer, here we come. That is so strange. I wonder why it's doing that. That doesn't even make sense. Printing off a SD card. Okay. Okay, we are on the ABS for. Let's do just 95 for right now, since I know I need to change that wiring. Where's my? I need calibrations. Do a quick cube. 0, 0, 1. Print 9 minutes. Save. Alright. Where to put my SD cards? Mini. Where's my full size? Okay, there's that adapter. That adapter. It's bad when you have more adapters to convert back from mini to, or for the mini SD card than you do actual full-size SD cards. And by that I mean I have the USB adapter, not the full-size SD card little adapter. Oh, nope. I do have one. There we go. that didn't go in the right. Good save. I went in the CD-ROM slot. Continue without scanning. Another octopi image. Alright, I guess we'll format the SD card. Yes. Yes, I know, it'll erase everything. I really need to print out one of those adapters so you can put all your SD cards and everything else. Alright, there we go. So we'll save that. Okay, there, saved. Alright, let's go put it in the printer. Well, it sees the card. That's good. Print from SD. There's the. Alright, well, it says bed's heating. Probably. Who's dialing? Oh. Oh, you guys are gonna laugh at me. Kind of helps to turn on the printer. See, it's one of those nights. I keep forgetting that the cable can power the board. Alright. Let's move SVD out of the way. Alright, disconnect. Connect. Alright, jog controls. Home on. Something's not liking it. Alright, what's catching? Alright, that was really weird. Okay. Try individually. Okay, X is good. Y is good. And now Z somehow weirdly. It's always something. Okay. Alright, we'll disconnect. Turn off. Alright, turn on. And reconnect. sometimes you can just go a bit too fast, I guess. Alright. That motor just doesn't sound right. Yeah, something's going on with Z. Plates out of the way. All right, Scott, what you think? How much 4998 voltage should Z have? See if we can figure something out. 'Cause it sounds like it's just pushing voltage weird now with the update. Like maybe they tuned it a little bit different. Because with 115, it was working just fine. I know I shouldn't have to change voltage, but apparently I do. Alright, let's see what it says first before I make any kind of adjustment here. Alright, so I know where. Look at the burned out one then. Okay, so there's. Oh, I'm not even hitting the right pin on that one. No, it was top left. Okay. So top left says how much voltage? .389, and my current 998. Right? Damn it! So hard to get these pins. I'm gonna burn some out if I'm not careful. 0.7. 0.73. 0.71 on what axis is that? X and Y. I guess I probably need to raise the demand. Software change would result in difference in the hardware side if it was working before. I wouldn't think it would do either. Scott, it is a dual. but I did notice that 0.73. Okay. Um, so match X and Y. That's low. Well, remember the Z-axis. These are 5 millimeter rods. They're not the standard 8, and they're running off of the 4988 driver versus X and Y are running off of the new what you call them, the purple ones. I can't even think of their number now. I just ordered them not that long ago. Anyway, the purple ones. Oh, okay. Do I? Is it saying it can't connect at all, or? Okay. I use 1.2, 1.3 on all my printers for dual Z. Okay, right now it's at 4.0. It was at 3.4 or 0.3, 0.34. Now it's at 0.4. God, what was I talking about? Oh, King. So I noticed that in 119, there's actually a selection for what type of driver you have on each spot, each axis, however you want to label it down. But it's not true in 118 and below. And so, from my understanding, 118 and below all assume 4988 drivers unless you specify somewhere in the advanced config that you're using like TMC 2130s or whatever the case. But yeah, that was kind of the big initial issue, is we couldn't figure out why 119 wasn't working when we selected all the right drivers. But then when I put back on 1.0, everything worked just fine. And we kept going back and forth. So then the suggestion came, okay, use 115, which still doesn't ask for a type of driver. And I got it working on the first shot. So that's why I figured this would do it. But it's weird that the Z sounds so horrible. I mean, the nuts are still where they're supposed to be. Let me fine tune this just a little bit more. Alright, so 0.4. Why is it jumping so much? Bump it to 0.73, just like the other one. Stay on that grounding pin. Okay, 0.73. 0.73. Alright, let's try that. Error on selected port. Okay, disconnect cable. Huh. Well, I noticed, Scott, that on the 8000 series, whatever the purple ones are, if I raise the voltage into the 1 point whatever, well, under 2 volts, or if I get too close to 2 volts, they get really hot. Like, scary. I think I'm going to burn something down hot. Alright, home X. What the hell was that? Alright, I think that's a little too much voltage for this little thing. Wow, that motor was spinning and not doing anything. Alright, let's back it down a bit. Bump you up to 5 from 7, or drop it down to 5, see if that works. Nope. You see something. Disable motor. They do move fairly decent by hand. Could be acceleration. Yeah, that's wondering myself. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's go back to... Let's advance H. Okay, where's configuration H? There we go. Alright, let's see where I messed up. Yes, dog. That shouldn't make a difference with the max feed rate. 1,000, 1,005, 1,000, 500, 500, 300. It's lower jerk. Jerk wouldn't have anything, would it? Alright, and have fun on your stream too, man. Well, this is what was there. Oh. Hard for you guys to see what I'm looking at. Alright, so yeah, it was 20, 20, 0.4, and 5. And then this is the new that I haven't changed anything. 10, 10.35. Well, here the axis even per steps, or I mean, I've got it the same. Like I said, I didn't have any problem when it was under here. I guess just for giggles, let's go ahead and disconnect. Shut down all of Simplify. Alright, that's actually what I just did. I'm gonna give you a little tidbit of advice, because that's how I messed up. Make sure you look at the orientation of the pinouts in the back. I was looking at strictly the front, and I took where the accelerometer or potentiometer, and I matched it. But if you match it between the 4988 and the 8825, all the pins are reversed. You need to turn it upside down. They're gonna read like completely backwards. It's weird. So like the potentiometer needs to be opposite. Okay, good. I didn't know that, so I burned out 3 of them. That's how I got my puff of smoke last time. Yeah. Quite embarrassing to figure out that you didn't even bother looking before you just connected it up and then just expected it to work. Alright, well, like I said, so I got everything. So we'll just re-upload the old version here and double check. If it works, then there's something else that I'm missing. But while that's doing that, I'm gonna run right down the hall real quick and take care of the kids' issues. So hold on. Alright, so it uploaded. Alright, let's... No, dog. You've already... Shoot. Shoot. The dog has like the tiniest bladder ever. Alright. So we got our connection. So we'll go back to printer view. There we go. Alright, so it sounds rough, but it's working. Alright, so something's catching. What's catching? One thing I hate about this printer, stupid lead screws, it's just little tiny nuts that are, it's hard to see, but they're like right under that wood piece, so you see the nut already coming out. And it, I mean, I like the protection that that offers, but right now it's just incredibly irritating because every slight little thing that throws off the whole gantry. I gotta spend all this time like trying to get it back in there and then re-leveled. Maybe I've done it enough times, maybe it'll go faster this time. Disable motors. That out of the way. Okay. 116 flat. hell does it think it's going now? Okay, this is getting really weird. Time to upgrade to 8mm and real brass nuts. Yes, I know. But it's my only 3mm machine. It's supposed to be a $700 machine. And I really don't feel like investing anything more. But I've got 4 others that I like using more. I mean, I'm thinking of just selling this thing. So if anybody wants some, you know, make a good offer, I'll entertain it. Don't know what this thing is trying to go reverse now all of a sudden. I mean, this is the file that I originally used and everything was working perfect. So I don't know why movement is now backwards. Fun. Alright, well, for a moment, I'm gonna take a break. Let's get something going. Alright, so what's a good printer or a transparent PETG, not too crazy of a print for an A8? Let's go with that. Swap it over there. Alright. What do we want to see? Start a base. Alright, sounds good. Let's do a base. Base. Where's my bases? Household items. Faceted bowl. What do we think? Okay. We think any of these? It may be a bit hard to see on the screen. Hold on. Extra large. There we go. I did this one, the green one, when I did my initial review of this filament. Had my settings all wrong, so I guess maybe that wouldn't be too bad. Reprint that. Nice. No top. some reason I can go lower on this ultra base and it works pretty decent. We got a suggestion here. Let's check that thing out. Flexi earring. Interesting. I don't know if my wife would go for that. These bracelets print really well. Oh. What hell? I was taking it strictly by the name of it being an earring, but yeah, I guess you could just since it's flexible like that. In base mode, you could do just a little bracelet. Okay. Download. Yeah. So we'll remove that. Show in folder. Alright, flexi earring. Pretty small. Do you just leave it the same size or do you scale it? Minutes. Wouldn't be too bad. Oh, I see. 35 millimeter. See, I got little kids that could use them. I'll do maybe 45. See if that should be good. $15 minutes. So I enabled a new filament manager, and I got it set up so that it actually does the, get the 8 on there. I did move that out of the way. But yeah, I got it set up so that I've got a virtual Arch Linux, and then from it uses, what is it, Postreg SQL, and then so all of the filaments are written into that database, so that I have one central database for all the pies to reach and tell how much filament it's using, so that I don't have to try to figure out the numbers back and forth, and that way I can avoid a accidental model that uses too much filament. Put that up here so I don't forget it, which I probably still will. Alright, so that's on there. Yeah, I've actually got, where's my baggie? Because I had this like wonderful grand design back in the day before I got the Tronxy, to do a hypercube. Ended up actually getting 3 optical sensors for the end stops. Now I just got to print up the casing that I need, and then I can hook them all up to the Octoprint and already have a filament runout detection on all of them. Alright, King. I see dinner's more important. That's alright. I actually had mine right before I started, so I understand. Alright, let me see where it is. Alright, so it should be getting ready to print here any second. There it goes. Alright. Get a good first layer. Please and thank you. It's not looking too bad. Alrighty. Looks like it's doing pretty decent already. Alright, one down. What we got for the Delta? Got white filament in that. Just regular white PLA. get to playing around with this MakerFarm again, I guess. I don't know. Drop frame. Skip frames. Awesome. Okay. Oh, duh. I just remembered why my webcam on the trunk seat is not working, because it's not plugged in. Gotta love those aging moments. Oop. I need to take that off. Take that off. Yeah. Take that off. Take that off. That one's the repair. There we go. normally with Pet G, especially now with this new, I say new because I've never had one of the circular ducts on there. What am I running? Like 30? But I usually only do anything like 20 to 30, maybe pushing it 45, but so far 30 has been working great on this. Since I put the Ultra Base, I mean, it seemed like everything was going wrong with this A8. And then I finally was getting to the point of just throwing it in the trash because I was getting so frustrated with it. Went to bed, got up the next morning, and magically everything just started working first shot. And so I've printed out a ton of stuff now in PetG. I've got clear, white, and black, and then some royal blue TPU that I want to try to start working with soon. I got it on a discount from a guy in one of those local garage sales. He was trying to dump all of his stuff, so I ended up getting that TPU and what was it, the Hatchbox Black PLA, and then like a half a spool, I want to say either like 250 maybe 500 of cleaning filament for like 30 bucks. I got all three pieces, so I was like, I might as well keep it. I want my long-term project that I want to do with this A8, to be honest with you, is to convert it to a Prusa hot end. There's a A8 to Prusa mock-up, and I want to reprint everything that I need to be able to kind of convert it into that. I've got half of the stuff printed out already. Jeez, Scott. You know, if you ever want to do a care package, I'll be more than happy to help you with some of that filament. Of course, then again, if you want to set up and maybe sponsor my channel and do filament giveaways, I'm up for that too. Speaking of giveaways, I've got some stuff planned out. I want to do a 50 subscriber one, and it actually just came in today. So you see it's like straight coming out of the box. But it's a CC tree version of the Ultra Base, which, I mean, other than the writing not being on it, it looks identical to the standard Ultra Base. So I was thinking of doing that for 50. And then I've got an official Ultra Base that I got on that super discount that they had, a 310 by 310, which is just shy for what I need for the Tronxy anyway, but my standard glass is working great, so I don't really feel like changing it all. So I was thinking of doing a 310 by 310 Ultra Base platform giveaway when I hit 100. So more details to come soon. I'll post it up and all that deets for everyone. See, I've got like a total of like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like maybe 15 spools total. Yeah, actually, was it Tuesday, I think? My light boxes, the soft box is supposed to come in. Because when I try to do video recording, the light in here is horrible. I appreciate it, King. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some more stuff. Hi, there it is. Thank you, thank you. So, the more people you get, the faster these giveaways can go. And if you see from the top, right above me, that's like the real Chris Riley, the Chris's basement. Yeah, I was able to talk him into it too. Now if I can just get Country 3D and what's his name? I don't think I'm anywhere close to get any of the big guys, but I'm working. I mean, I know Country 3D is a bit smaller channel than Chris, but still, they do a lot of stuff. I'm already friends with Fun King, so maybe if I can get them too. Yellow Pet G. Interesting. Yeah, I've only really printed Pet G out of like necessity. Um, I needed something that would handle higher heat, so I got it. And then I didn't need to do anything else, so then I just keep printing PLA. The MakerFarm, when it actually works, is the only ABS that I've ever owned. And I didn't really ever want it just because I got small kids in the house. And so far, the little bit of running it, this brand does stink a little bit, but it's not horrible. I know other people are saying that ABS is, some people say it's incredibly bad, and other people, I think even Scott was saying that he printed it non-stop for a while in the kitchen and there was like no smell. So I guess it really just comes into the brand, I guess. Then again, I mean, this is 3mm, so I don't know if maybe that's what I'm using. Pryline? Okay, well, I mean, they've been pretty decent prices, so I might as well try some of their ABS. But then again, I haven't really ever had a need for it. The only thing I can think of right now would be the kids' Pokeballs, because they just keep breaking them. Yeah, that first bracelet's just about done. Says it only need. There we go. Nice. And like almost no stringing. I mean, I know it's vase mode, but even as it pulled away right there, it's only just that one little string. But even the transition point to the model itself didn't do much. Sometimes that's why I love that ultra base. That's pretty flexing and nice. Pretty nice see-through. Got some good flex to it. Cool. think I finally got this A8 dialed in because those layer lines look good for just that. Cool. Had to build a format to close my bodies with MakerFarm clone template. Yeah. Probably ought to go ahead and do 2 more cycles of this. That way all 3 kids have one and they don't start fighting. Another one queued up. Alright. Let's see. We will change over to... No, I don't want to make changes to that. Alright, what we got for the Delta white filament, white PLA. Should we do a vase on that one? Do the bowl? Okay. Sounds like a winner. Alright, where is... household. Set bowl and base. Files. We'll do the base. Get rid of that. Center. I know. The first time I saw it, I thought about that too. Alright, let's bump that back up to 70. I know it could probably do faster, but I don't have any of the anti-vibration little arms. That first layer going down right. extra goo, but it balanced out. Okay. Yeah, but first I gotta get red. You wanna send me some red? I'll test it. Ah, like really talking me into doing them there, Scott. Jeez. Maybe I need to scale this down a bit. Or should I scale it up and just go all out? %60. 2 hours. Be just a little over the stream, but not too bad. Put it on 3. Save. This is 3D best Q. So 940 grams. Get this. All right, what speed would you suggest we try? Well, you don't break my printer. Manage new profile vendor. This is best DQ. 3D best Q. That's what it was. Can't type. I've heard some of these deltas can do like 90. Let's try 90. I'll resend that job. Okay. Script. No. I need speed. There it is. I'll do 90. At that might even finish before the end of the. So it says 2 hours. But at least I know if it can do 90, then I got something going for me. Okay, we're not talking about the Tronxy. Though, I do need your advice. Because this hot end cooling thing that I got is... If you use 70, watch... Yeah, I was thinking that too. But the anyway, back to what I was thinking. The hot end little combination that I got. See if I can pull it up. So I didn't get much traction on the X5S webpage. Oh, that's right. I need to print that thing at some point. I tried to do the Pet's Fang that's made for the Tronxy itself, but I don't have another 1505 or 5015, whatever the big blower that you're seeing on the ANET. I don't have another one of those. So I was trying to find something else. There we go. This is... So this is what I printed out. Not with this lower little section here. It's just flat, but it has the cable curl. But it so it used the stock fan and then it goes down. But the cube, I don't even have it anymore. But the very front edge looks great. Side looks a little crazy. And then the back looks absolutely garbage. Wow, that is screaming. Oh, it did a brim. Oh well. Yeah, I might have to bump the temp up a little more. It's already starting to curl up a little bit. All right. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So on this, so it uses the factory little mini radial, and it's just it's not enough. But I do have a few extra of the standard cooling fan for the, was that 40 millimeter? 30, 40? I don't remember. Whatever this normal size is that's on other printers, I've got like 3 extras of these. So I'm just trying to find a better model that can still attach with like not having to redo everything. Because my alternative really that I was thinking is, let me go back to my collection here. There's my E10. So I printed up that improved carriage, which I guess I could try to modify, but yeah, this. I mean, it's the same basic hull structure for E10, but I mean, it already has just a single side, and it uses that radial, and it worked great until I converted it to an E3D anyway. But I already have one of these printed out in PETG, so I know it can handle the temperatures and everything. But I'm wondering if I should just swap the trunk seat to that, because the E10 uses the micro Swiss just the same, and those holes right here line up to where I could use the factory end stop holder and not have an issue. So I'm wondering if I should just do that and kind of be done with it. It's like I printed out so many different hot end pieces for that trunk seat, and it's like none of them fit, or you get to the fine print of the instructions and it's like, oh, by the way, you also need this whole different fan, or these mounts don't line up because of this reason, and it's irritating. I tried to do the Hurricane, but the whole intersection that goes on the micro Swiss like snapped in half, and it didn't even fit within the Hurricane piece. I still got the rest of the Hurricane, but two of them. What's the super cooler? That seems really slow for 70. So it did the bottom layers at 70, but now the rest of the vase, I guess I must have my setting wrong, but it's trying to do it at, if I'm reading the graph right, like 8.3. Jeez. Now that's a lot of fans. Alright, well, A8's done again. True. I gotta get my hobby money budget back up. I gotta weave that in. Sometimes I really love that ultra base. Just number 2. Just like how fast it, even just a few degrees, sometimes can be monumental in just part release. But that is one big drawback for power outage. Alright, get logged back in, and then we'll print another one. God, that delta is going so slow. Are you doing a custom build or is it a kit? Yeah, well, my E10 Y rods are gonna take like another month to get here. So irritating. I guess I better add my yellow in there so we can properly track it. Okay, so dark yellow PLA. Who did I order that from? I don't remember now. How in the world did that fall off? I guess PetG's gonna go with no cooling on this round. Also one reason why I want to change out the hot end. Man, these earphones. I need to get a snowball mic or something because this headphone stuff is ridiculous. I think this is the most I've been on Thingiverse in a long time. Well, it's like in a stream. Alright, trying to see. Save that. Alright, let's go to your thing, your king. auspicious endeavor there, King. Hats off to you. I do kits or pre-built that I salvage from somebody else. Okay. Let's see. Wasn't Digistruct? Who else did I buy that filament from? Danny Tech. Okay. Yeah. That X5S has been printing or needing to be fixed for a long time. A lot longer than it should. I just get a little too much OCD, wanting it to be a certain way, and Danny Tech, it's PLA. Save that. Oh, I guess here. Show you what I'm doing. So in the filament manager, I can put the vendor and like the nominal size and density, which I just put the new one in. And then I can go in here and just say I need to add a spool. Like this one is going to be, it says dark yellow. And it's a PLA Danny Tech. $9 roll. It's supposed to be 1,000. I've already used a bit of it. Let's see how much does it weigh now. Okay, so I guess they gave me a true 1 kilogram worth of filament, then plus spool, because it says it's 1.085, and I've already printed a couple of things with it. It's over a kilogram. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so we'll say it's weighted at 1,100, so I still have that much left. So anyway, like I said, this basically writes this whole table into one database, so that now when I go through and I go where I'm at to select a spool for what I'm going to print with, all the others will get the update as it prints out, so that it'll constantly keep that updated, and it'll warn me if my print job that I'm about to do is going to cost more than what I have left on that spool. All the whole table I've got to update, just because I only got the database finally up as of today, so I haven't had good tracking, and what I was having to do is each octoprint would be completely separate from the other, so none of them would get the update, and I'd forget to write the new value and all the others, and it's just, this way hopefully we'll not have that problem anymore. Make sure, so just have it load the cube again, and then I'll show you what I mean, Scott, even with this current cooling situation. got to print up an adapter that goes. Let me grab the part. So I already have the camera mount with everything that I need, but this space was made for a 2020 extrusion, and I need to print up like a little adapter that'll fit within the little piece, because I want to put it on the bed so that as it's moving, it always stays focused on the print itself. So well, see, Scott, that's the wonderful thing. If okay, I'll king it. Yeah, show it. There we go. Had to cheat. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this chat queue thing. It's weird. But yeah, Scott, if it seems like it's a lot, but once if you get it set up like this, and I know you don't really use Octoprint, but if you did something like it, or you wanted to invest into something like that, every print, whether success or fail, gets logged of how much filament it used. So you only really have to enter it the one time, and then it tracks it. If you only have like one printer using the database, works fine straight out of the box. My problem is I have 5 printers. Well, now 5 printers, but before it was 4 printers with 4 different Octoprints and no centralized database, so I had to keep remembering what numbers I put on what. So now, so far, I've already printed a few things, and I can see when one printer uses it, it writes it to the main database, and all the other ones are pointed to that database as well, so they automatically get that update, even though they may not be using the filament right then. But at least now I don't have to keep trying to remember what I printed on what and how much I used, and if I fail to print, offset that amount to. Now it'll actually work like it's supposed to. We'll check this link out there, King. Why my internet's going so slow. Ooh, nice. All handmade? Yeah, I can understand. Though, do you do a lot of almost like what would the term be? A printer farm type setup? I mean, do you print a lot of the same things on multiple printers just to get like the print job done? King, that's pretty awesome. That's your whole. That's like a. Did you literally do a handmade version of the Prusa? Oh yeah, there's Trunksy's printing now. By the way, Scott, I'm loving this 24 volt bed upgrade. Bare glass. I only clean it with alcohol, and I can actually run it at normal temperatures, like 60, 65, and that bare glass just, it sticks right on there. Like, I haven't had a single issue now that I've upgraded to correct heating. This thing is awesome. Well, follow the guide created by Tom. Okay. Yeah, I saw that he did one. My problem is all the hot end parts and the x-axis. That's what I want to change because I know the distance is just a little bit off, but it's mainly just the hot end part that I'm going for. But before, I couldn't get PETG to print for nothing on this A8, and I've got high temperature issues on the Delta because it's got the PFT line throat, so it makes it hard on this because this PETG, and I think the other one too, really wants to be at 240 to 245 at all, maybe even higher. But I know the A8 can do it because I've got a solid metal throat, and I don't know if it's supposed to have one per se, but that's what it's in there. And I found out the hard way by taking it all apart numerous times and figuring out what was in there. But really, that's all stock. Well, yes, Scott. I know it sounds like you're X5. I mean, that's or X5S. That's what I followed your guide. Of course, I've got some like a lot of your parts on here. I think your screen cover is actually going to be the next, and then somebody made a mod so that it can take your screen cover, but then put it just a little bit of a tilt so that it can get directly screwed in to the bottom of the lack table. So yeah, there's the X5S. So right now the screen, let me get my finger, is right under the middle, and I want it to be right under that bottom edge of the lack table. I cut the legs in half, but all the electronics are underneath, and then I've got all of the, I mean, you can barely see the movement of the hot end right there. But I've got the spool in the front, got my mod extruder holder. I'm converting all the color from blue to the orange, and then I got your bed drop down, which I've got now 410 on the Z, if I remember right, which is pretty cool. I need to change out the bottom tape to the new Kapton tape that I got so it works better. Though I would ask Scott, maybe you can hit up Tronxy on it and see what their maybe future plan is. Oop, that's a little too far. Are they ever going to solder the thermistor wires into the traces that are already there on the heat beds? Because I noticed on the Anycubic heat beds, they're like that. $428, nice. Did you change out anything else? I thought all you did was just the blocks to drop the bed down. Oh, your mount will do that for the screen? Okay. Well, I guess they're going to do what they want to do. I mean, they are making the printer, so. We'll do 428 on Z. Oh, okay. That makes sense. A little bit more height by doing the E3D. Okay. $245 with the line throat, no problem. All right, maybe I'll Try that. I need to figure out what's going on with the delta as far as the temperature, because here lately, I don't know. I don't think I damaged the heater cartridge, because at lower temperatures, like even right now, I mean it is spot on at 225. Let me double check the temperature graph here. Yeah, I mean there is. It's dropping like 224.6 and then going back up to 225. So it's only plus minus a degree. But when I go more than that, like to the 235, 240 range, it starts fluctuating like crazy. And I haven't been able to figure that one out. Oh, I thought it was 235, not 245. Okay, well, that might help a bit. But then again, now that I got this A8 dialed in to do the PET G right, maybe I can actually print all the parts. So King, if you're still there on yours, what did you model that one after? Was that the Mark II, Mark 2.5? Mark II? Okay. Yeah, the Thingiverse page that I've been following, I'll pull it up here. Come on. Where is it? How is it not in the group? Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, I got the link. Da, da, da. Guess I better add it back into my group here. So yeah, he's doing more of a Mark III, but he's got like the standard, was it 608 bearing? I'm trying to remember what he said in here. Oh, 625ZZ. And I believe I already have one of those, and I just got the this hop gear. So I've been printing out all the other pieces that I need, but trying to do the extruder body, I mean, he's using the older, little bit older, even though he put Mark III on here. It's the 2.5 version. Didn't seem like it was too awful bad. All the pieces are Mark II with a few pieces modded by Tom to support cheapo end stops and simpler extruder tension. I wonder if that's the same type of idea this guy did. Yeah, because he's saying which I already have a E3D V6 clone. I think I've got all the screws. Mark 8 extruder gear, which I got that. I believe I still have that bearing. And then like everything else, he's got to be the A8 parts. Alright, well that should be more than cooled off. Alright, there's 3. Yeah, I already found the little mod to drop in where the Pinda will go and hook in a BL Touch. So I was gonna do that, but then I also saw somebody else had one that they modified the back extruder piece to already have the holes for the BL Touch. Well, King, if you've got any better part suggestions, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that the spacing for the X, I'm gonna have to reprint because of that as well to keep the rods. So if I got to reprint that, that's not a problem. But I'm trying to go as many stock parts that I can reutilize, and I've already got, like I said, a E3D clone, V6 clone, and then I've already got a BL Touch that I want to put on there as well. So, oh, you just linked it. Here I am rambling. So are the rods spaced different distance apart on a... From what I heard, yes. They're a millimeter tighter or closer together. And so if you, from what everybody I've read, if you tried to convert into the Prusa style, then you have to reprint your X rod holders because it's just enough off it throws off everything and it doesn't get smooth movement. 8, 12, and 18 millimeter sensors in the A provided. Have included the modified scanner, GPL license. I just measured mine 30 millimeters from outside to outside. Okay, well, let me get mine. Where'd I put? There's my calipers. Okay, so making sure I understand what you're saying. If I take, that's just outside of the frame here. So if I measure from like right by the extruder, outside of the rod to the outside of the rod, very top, very bottom, it's measuring. I don't know if that's coming in clear at all. There we go. 53.7 millimeters. If I do inside to inside, it's coming up 39. No, hold on. Let me get it straight here. 38. So it'd be 22 millimeters center to center. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this in focus. Alright. Change the video feed. Alright. Get that a little bit straighter. Okay. So this is straight the 2.5. Then I've got some bad curling because, yeah. Anyway. If I take where the bearings are supposed to be, I mean, they line up. The belt pass through, even the belt teeth lockdown, the bearing holes, all that matches up. So I wonder if my version of the A8 is actually built closer to the proper Prusa measurements to where I could maybe just do a straight Mark II, Mark 2.5, or even a 3, really, and just drop all the parts straight in. Because it's the underside that it went to crap. It lifted off of the bed. I mean, you can see it's like curled like crazy on that front corner. But now that I've got a lot better bed adhesion, and this is dialed in a lot more. I mean, I don't want to completely reprint everything, but I can. I've got plenty of clear PET G to try it. Maybe I'll just get that going tonight. Alright, well. That's the wrong frame anyway. Alright, so where's my A8 PET G? No, don't save changes. Okay. There, 443. Hopefully it's not just some crappy calipers. And actually, speaking of which, Monday, supposedly, my sample pack of genuine IGUS bearings is supposed to be coming in. I think they said they're sending 7, but I also asked them to hopefully send me even a sample amount of their printable bearing filament. They said that it's like 150 or whatever is supposed to be the easiest for normal people to print or for beginners. And I said, yeah, send it. Maybe I can feature it on the channel and maybe get the word out that you can print your own stuff. You can't find someone who has modeled all 3 parts, the end pieces and the print head mount. The A8 to Mark III files that he has, when you read the bottom part, he says everything else you can just get straight from the Prusa website. He only modded the pieces that he needed to make it work, which is what led me to believe that I need to reprint the X gantry rod holders to make sure that the spacing is all right and everything. But if I'm wrong, I mean, that's why it's a side project. So I just really like the way that that whole setup is done, and it just looks really nice. Wow, I try to go to Prusa and it takes me to Paramount Reality, or Realty, excuse me. I mean, I would love to have a genuine Mark III, hell, even a Mark II. Because what I really wanted to do was get that multi-material update. But for the amount they want, I think I'm just going to buy a palette. Might even do the Palette Pro because I can still be cheaper and I can put it on any printer. Oh man, messed up. Okay, so yeah, but a palette, the new palette, the Palette 2, is on opener sale for $4.99, and then they go up to $5.99, and then the Pro is $6.99, and then they'll be going up to $7.99. Still does 4 filaments or 4 entries. I guess you could do a mixture of different stuff depending on the temp ranges and all that, but that's still cheaper than a Mark III. I mean, it's right on par with a Mark III kit, but then you still don't have the multi-material. And then that palette you can put on any printer and get multi-material out of it. So to me, that just seems like a better mix overall. But I guess to get this this kit thing going, what do you think? Should I try to model it after Mark III, Mark IIs, Mark II? Hell, even a Mark I? And they got the upgrade parts. I still love how they put that need to be printed in black. mean, this is the link you sent me, but I don't have any of those probes, so that would kind of be still like it. I'll collect it to my Mark II folder. I don't have purple, unless you want to send me some, then I'll print it in purple. I only have white, black, and clear, or the transparent that's not fully transparent, but and I've already printed the extruder rotation. Hard to see, but let's see if I can get it on there. Right there on the extruder motor. I mean, I've kind of been doing a whole themed color set on the printers, and whatever's on the A8 looks like it might just end up being white. So that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Scott, what in the world is this? Oh man. My other parts came from... Okay, so you sent that. Okay, there we go. Let me pull this over. Of course, on my computer, I'm not even logged in. Give me a sec. I don't know why the internet's taking so long today. Streaming can't possibly be taking that much up. Alright, so you said 20% and fuel grid. Almost there, Scott. All right, here we go. Check that thing out. That is just... My brain is like having a hard time like trying to figure out movement of this thing. I mean, I get that these center pieces would hold onto the effector just like a regular delta, but I mean, still. Ouch, King. I'm sorry. I wonder if they got a website that shows like everything. Well, King, there's also a BL Touch for the Mark II, since you're having to, change out everything. Or you could do BL Touch for the Mark III. There was a guy, I guess I didn't save it, but there was a guy that had, it's a Pinda to BL Touch adapter, so that you just drop it in the standard Pinda hole, but it does like a U bracket kind of a thing, but then you just attach your BL Touch on it and drop it right in, and then you don't have to like do these where they're specific for BL Touch. And I think I would go that way. So it's called a wild thing, right? Yeah, that would do it. Wild printer. Okay. Let me try that. Okay, search on YouTube itself instead of a Google. A Gus Simpson 2.5. All right, let me look for that. Gus Simpson printer. There we go. Bringing it to you live. Oh, come on. Oh, that is wild. Come on. There we go. From that angle, it looks like just like a regular Delta. Crazy, crazy. Everybody's got something different. All right. Let's do another quick check. Not doing too bad on the vase. Let's see, where is it at? Got another 26 minutes to go. So, unfortunately, we will not see the end of it tonight. weird that that's catching the delta part of the feed, but it's not even the delta at all. It's a Tronxy. Anyway, so I gotta print that up and get an adapter going so I can get prints. Oh, Scott, I was gonna show you the print off the Tronxy. Okay. Still trying to work out some of the issues, but so there, that might be all right. So the very bottom, it's kind of crappy, but then it gets nice. That's the very front, and then this would be right side as you face the printer. As you see, it's still the same kind of weird shift, and then we go to the very back. And the back is horrible. And then left side, not too awful bad, but it's still got the crazy ripple from the front that's all messed up. And I know it's the cooling fan now that I've moved it that much higher, and it just, when I do the blow test, it puts out plenty of cooling, but when it's actually working, it's just not enough. I know it's not, and I don't think the angle is getting close enough to the plastic to begin with. Plus, it's just feels like it's underrated for that much distance away from the nozzle, even though that shouldn't matter. But at 100%, it's just not enough. So I guess temporarily I'll just use that other E10 hot end. At least get something so I can print with it until I order some more 5015, the big radial blowers. And then I guess we'll just go from there. I think that's it. Ooh, something to think about, and you guys can always email me, put in the comments below, whatever. I've got a whole, where is it? Yep, there it is. I got a 1 meter strand, right? So about 3 feet. Black light, UV LED. And I want to wire it up so that when I do glow in the dark prints, it'll actually charge it while it's recording. I'm thinking I like the A8. And here, I'll do kind of a little mini video tour. So I like the U bracket that I've got. I got little adapters on the 2 corners, so it's all nice and pretty. I like that. The delta is gonna be hard, though I can print side on the vertical rails to kind of point inward, but it's still gonna be a bit interesting. The Tronxy I feel would probably be the best, and I can put it right there at the top edge pointing towards the bed, and then it won't come in contact with anything. Though there is, I gotta look on the back, but there might be enough room on the back side of the extruder to put I would just get 5015. That fans are not the best for any kind of back pressure. Print PET G. Yeah, I probably ought to just print PET G, that way I don't have to worry about the cooling anyway. But yeah, I'm wondering, because I got a light bar attachment that I put on the E10, and I wonder if it might fit on the back side of the X rail and not hit either one of the the wheels or anything. And I wonder if I can just put a light bar right there. That way, as it moves, it'll charge that part of the print. I don't know if that would be a good idea. I don't know. But again, thoughts, comments, suggestions, you can leave them below. Email me, post it on the Facebook page. Any of that's good. I'll take suggestions. That part doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, again, ideas coming up for hard nozzle. It's hard on the nozzle, so it would look cool to print white. Yeah, I've already got some steel nozzles, but I think they're made for the E3D clone style, and I think they won't fit the threading in the micro Swiss. I don't know if you can confirm that. That'd be one thing that I would need to know, I guess. Otherwise, I gotta find that size and then do that too. Of course, may just end up ordering E3D for that one and just swapping everything out. So yeah, I want to be here for the community, share the knowledge. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll do another one next week, and as soon as my light kit comes in, I'm going to try to do some standard recordings and throw them in the middle of the week and everything. Micro have angles on the back end. Okay. May hit you up on the side for all of that. But alright, appreciate it, guys. It is 11:11, and appreciate everything. Thanks for hanging out, and I guess we'll see you next week. Have fun.